Amy has grown up believing that monogamy is not realistic, and makes it a point to only have one-night stands. Her feelings change when she meets Dr. Aaron Connors, the charming and decent physician to sportspeople. Gordon explains his divorce to his daughters Amy and Kim in a way they understand. He points to Kim's doll and explains in doll terms how neither of them would be happy if they have to play with one doll forever. He then gives some examples of some dolls he likes, and other disturbing references related to dolls. When they both agree, he makes them understand that monogamy isn't realistic. 23 years later, Amy is with a guy, and pretends to be shy before agreeing to have sex with him. She convinces him to go down on her first, to feel comfortable. When she is satisfied, she starts snoring loudly, pretending to be asleep. Amy explains that she is a sexual girl, who feels like it is important to make sure any guy doesn't stay over. She is with Steven, but also a lot of other men. She breaks her sleepover rule one day, and wakes up to a cheerful guy in Staten Island. Amy is all set to leave when the guy invites her for his aunt's wedding. Amy clarifies they will never meet again. But he doesn't get the hint. She reaches home and greets Noam, who is very happy to see her. Amy reaches her office and starts chatting with Nikki about her date. Amy invites her to the washroom, where they discuss Johnny Depp, and which version of him they would sleep with. Their boss Diana asks for their undivided attention for that day's meeting. She asks Nikki to stop smiling too much, and meets their new intern, Donald, who loves working at their magazine, Snuff. She asks everyone to pitch ideas, and gets the first one from Schultz. Their magazine runs on gossip pieces and sex. Bryson pitches a few pieces, especially one about Dr. Aaron Connors, who works with the Knicks and is an amazing sports physician. Amy murmurs something to Nikki, which Diana catches and asks her to explain her thoughts. Amy doesn't understand why people like sports, and feel they are dumb for following sportsmen. Diana feels like she needs the hatred she senses from Amy for the Aaron piece. Amy is not interested, and Bryson wants to do this article too, but Diana's mind is made up. She asks Nikki to work on finding out if garlic makes semen taste different. After the meeting, Diana asks Amy to branch out more if she wants the promotion to the executive editor position. Amy is very interested in this position, and starts talking about her dad. Diana has no interest in her personal life, but wants her to handle the piece and train Donald. Amy introduces her sister Kim, who is married and helping clean their dad's house, who now lives in an assisted living facility. Kim's husband Tom and his son Alistair are there too, which Amy doesn't understand, since she scorns monogamy. Alistair comes in to share something with him, and Amy pretends to be interested in what he is doing. She can't seem to hold the conversation, so she asks him to go. Tom happily greets Amy and mentions reading her article. Amy and Kim discuss the nursing home they are thinking for their father, and how expensive the current one is. Kim tries to throw his things out, but Amy feels like they need to save a few items, since they mean a lot to Gordon. They find a picture of their mother and remember how beautiful she was. While Kim feels their dad was unfair to her, Amy doesn't see it that way. Amy is in bed with Steven, and asks him to talk dirty with her. He isn't very comfortable with his words, but tries to say a few weird things. Amy suggests he can talk about the first time they met, and this works out better for them. Amy meets Noam and informs him about going to meet her father. At the facility, while Norman discusses sports, Gordon disagrees with whatever he says. Amy wants him to relax more and keep a low profile. He asks Amy about his Met stuff, and learns that Kim made her throw most of it. Gordon feels disappointed, but decides to accept it. Amy reaches Aaron's office and introduces herself politely. Aaron is gracious and asks about the interview process, since he has never done one before. LeBron James comes in looking for his sunglasses, and asks Aaron about seeing a movie later. Amy has not recognized him, but pretends to love sports. When Aaron asks, she is unable to come up with a sports team, and finally admits she finds sports boring. Aaron feels sports brings people together, and is honored to work with so many athletes. Amy then informs him that she will speak to his assistant Cheryl for their next meeting. Steven is watching a movie with Daniel Radcliffe as the dog walker when Amy comes to join him. Steven judges Amy for drinking wine in the hall, and feels embarrassed. He gets into a fight with the guy behind them, and makes too many inappropriate comments. When Amy comes back with popcorn, Steven asks her about all the guys' numbers on her phone, and admits he saw a man's picture on her phone. Amy chases after Steven as he leaves, and admits she is sleeping with other guys. Steven is hurt, since he thought they were exclusive and was planning to propose to her. Amy suggests he can sleep with other women too, but Steven dreams of marriage and a home with Amy. She is also too high to have this conversation, so Steven leaves after informing her how awful she is. Kim feels like Amy can consider changing her ways, and she might actually like having a family. Amy doesn't want that for herself, and orders drinks for both of them. When Kim refuses to drink, Amy realizes she is pregnant. She is thrilled, and wants to share the news with their father. Gordon is also thrilled to hear that Amy is pregnant, and hugs her. He is relieved to have finally become a grandfather. When Kim reminds him about Alistair, Gordon feels he is his step-grandson, and it's not the same thing to have someone related by blood. Kim is offended by this and reminds Gordon he was the worst father, while their mother did all the work. Kim knows Amy has also teased Alistair and is disappointed about them ganging up against her. Amy asks Aaron about a speech he has to give at a charity event and learns that he goes to disaster-prone areas to help people out of the goodness of his heart. Aaron is with a patient who injured his knee while he was high and playing Xbox. Aaron shows Amy around the facility and introduces her to a machine that tracks muscle movement to make the rehab more effective. Amy starts having fun with the machine and makes weird gestures. Aaron asks her to pick up speed, and while she starts jogging faster, she gets a message from Kim asking to shift their father to a cheaper facility. Amy starts panicking, and Aaron helps her control her breaths. He manages to calm her down and decides to take her out, since she is hungry. Aaron starts talking about his accomplished parents, and how growing up with them was a lot of pressure on him. He reveals he has read some of her articles, and even if she is embarrassed, Aaron insists her work seems funny and smart. He asks her for drinks, and they decide to get the check. While drinking, they discuss personal stuff like their first kiss. Amy calls for a cab, and while Aaron thinks they are making 2 stops, she directs it to Aaron's house. Aaron brings her to his house, and soon enough Amy has and approaches him to kiss him. Aaron plays along and answers Amy's questions as they make love. After they are done, Amy wants to head out, but Aaron starts spooning her. He asks her to stay, and she agrees to for a while, but wants him to not breathe too loudly. She decides to put a pillow between them, but still feels like she can hear his breath. While this technique usually works to piss people off, Aaron is understanding, and feels like this is worth it. In the office, Amy wants to discuss things with Nikki while Donald keeps asking her questions. Diana calls Amy and asks her to get ready to deal with the load that will come with her promotion, since she really wants it for her. Amy finally spots Nikki and informs her that she willingly slept at Aaron's place last night. Nikki asks if she was drunk, but Amy insists she was sober enough to know what she was doing, and actually liked the sex. She then gets a call from Aaron, and asks if he butt-dialed her. She is shocked to hear Aaron called her on purpose. Aaron had a great time, and wants to hang out with Amy again. Amy insists she will speak to him when they meet for the interview. LeBron and Aaron are very excited that Amy agreed to meet him again. LeBron is excited, since it has been a long time since Aaron has had a girlfriend. LeBron feels like Aaron needs to go for it, if he wants to take things to the next level. Aaron conducts a surgery that Amy watches from a distance for the article. While he is listening to Uptown Girl to comfort himself, Amy gets disgusted and pukes. After the surgery, she asks why he listens to Billy Joel. Aaron loves that song, and won't apologize for his choices. He asks her out again for dinner again, but Amy feels they should keep things professional from now on. Aaron doesn't back down, and feels like since they both like each other, they should start dating. Amy thinks she hasn't communicated her point properly, but Aaron is sure of what he means. Amy then gets a call informing her that her father fell, and starts panicking. Aaron asks her about the hospital, and decides to help her out. Amy and Aaron reach the hospital, where there is no doctor to attend to Gordon. Aaron decides to check him, and introduces himself as his daughter's official boyfriend. Aaron starts with his stitches, and convinces Gordon to cooperate. Aaron starts humming Uptown Girl again, and Gordon approves, since he likes Billy Joel. Aaron also starts a conversation with him, knowing that he is a Mets fan. Amy is informed that her dad has been hoarding his pain medication. Amy thanks Aaron for his help, and he promises to check on him next week. Aaron suggests they should go eat, and Amy loves this idea. When Aaron bends down to kiss her, she feels amazing. Amy is freaking out on her walk with Kim, since she likes Aaron too much, and is afraid of it. Kim feels this is because she always chooses men she knows she won't fall for, except Aaron. Amy still feels there has to be a deal breaker for them. Aaron and Amy have come for LeBron's game, and the Knicks City dancers come in. Aaron insists the cheerleaders work hard and get bad injuries. When the match starts, one of the dancers asks him as a doctor to check her injury. LeBron comes to sit with Amy and asks her about her intentions with Aaron. LeBron insists with a serious face that she shouldn't hurt him. Amy is very happy with Aaron, and everything seems great, since her dad also likes him. LeBron asks Aaron about how things are going with Amy. Aaron is really taken by her, but feels like she has some issues. He has noticed how Amy can have too many drinks and not even get a little drunk. When LeBron asks about their sex life, Aaron agrees to give a few details. LeBron asks about protection, and wants him to get a good lawyer in case she gets pregnant, and takes all his money. Aaron feels Amy is amazing, and he doesn't have to worry about all that with her. He then defeats LeBron at his own game and celebrates. Gordon asks Amy about her work, and she feels like she's about to get the editor job. She keeps bringing Aaron into the conversation, and the suggestions he has made to improve Gordon's health. Gordon feels irritated by this mention of Aaron, and Amy reminds him that Aaron is advising as a doctor. Gordon likes Aaron, but he feels Amy will ditch him soon, since she is just like him. Amy wants Gordon to be supportive of her relationship, but Gordon still feels he will break her heart. After listening to this, Amy gets up and leaves. Amy thanks Aaron for coming with her for the baby shower, and Aaron is truly supportive. Kim hugs her and meets Aaron for the first time. Aaron is cordial with Tom and Alistair too, and Kim introduces them to Wendy and Kyle. Alistair welcomes them to the house in Portuguese, which has learned from Wendy and Kyle's adopted son. The men are excited about Aaron's work as a surgeon and physician to the athletes, and ask about the famous people he has treated. Aaron throws some famous names, like Tom Brady and Roger Federer, which makes everyone very happy. Kim's friends think Aaron is great, and ask Amy where they met. They start talking about how cute Aaron and Amy's babies will be, which makes Amy very nervous. When they ask Aaron, he reveals he would like to have 2 kids before he turns 40. This freaks out Amy more, and Kim takes her outside for a drink. Amy feels Aaron is too nice for her, and there might be a deal breaker soon. Aaron comments on how great Kim is, and Tom feels Amy is great too. He jokes about keeping Amy away from the pro athletes, and laughs. He justifies it as a joke after noticing Aaron's expression. The ladies start to discuss their scandalous secrets, and while Lisa and Wendy's stories range from eating ice cream pops to showing their kids shows, Amy has another disturbing sex story up her sleeve. Amy tries to laugh it off, but Kim looks very embarrassed. Amy later gets a call from Kim asking her to come over. Amy apologizes for the way she behaved at the baby shower. Kim explains that since their dad was hoarding his medication, his heart gave out, and he has passed away. Amy doesn't know how to respond. Aaron is there for her, and gets her tea in the bed. At the funeral, Amy thanks everyone for coming, and gets right into how her dad was not a good guy. She explains how racist, homophobic, and drunk he was, all the time. Amy still insists he was a great dad. Kim meets Amy afterwards, and overhears Alistair asking her to go to a French restaurant. Amy suggests he can just have pizza, so his mom doesn't have to spend so much. Since she is being rude, Tom takes Alistair away. Kim is not in the mood for jokes, even when Amy makes a rude comment about Kim being happy, since she doesn't have to pay for their dad's bills anymore. Kim asks Amy to not push her away, but Amy feels like Kim keeps running away from the family. Aaron tries to comfort Amy, and insists he cares about her a lot. He also declares that he loves her, but Amy gets irritated with the timing, and feels he shouldn't have said it for the first time there. Diana asks Amy how she is doing, and Amy starts describing how hard it is without her dad. Diana doesn't care, and feels like Amy should get over her dad already, since it has been 8 days. She then reveals that she has decided to cut Aaron's story from the magazine, since he seems too boring. She asks Amy to get on board if she still wants the promotion. Amy is getting ready for Aaron's Doctors Without Borders charity event, where he is being honored for his contributions. She asks him about his thoughts on the surgery the next day, and he tries to not feel pressure about it. Aaron politely tries to insinuate that her dress might not be appropriate for the conservative event, but Amy immediately gets offended. As they enter the event, Amy realizes what Aaron meant about the event being fancy, and feels like she is dressed inappropriately. Aaron asks her to not be conscious, and convinces her that she looks beautiful. People congratulate Aaron as he enters, and he leaves to talk to someone. At the luncheon, Aaron notices Amy drinking too much. Tony Ramo welcomes everyone and announces their esteemed recipient Aaron, who makes all the celebrities feel comfortable with his treatments. Aaron feels nervous before heading to the stage, and kisses Amy before going. He tries to joke when he accepts the award. In his speech, he starts thanking everyone, just when Amy gets a text from Diana about getting fired if she doesn't pick up her call. Amy picks it up in a panic, but insists this is not a good time. Diana doesn't want to hear her excuses, and feels like she can easily be replaced at the magazine. Amy knows how important the speech is, but agrees to step out to talk to Diana. Aaron watches her go and starts getting nervous again, but continues with his speech. Diana asks Amy another stupid question about which article they can let go, and she feels frustrated. Aaron concludes his speech, but keeps looking out for Amy, so he can dedicate the speech to her. Amy is smoking pot, and shuts the window when Aaron comes looking for her. Amy apologizes for running out because of a call she got from Diana. For the first time, Aaron seems angry that she walked away at a time he really needed her. Amy apologizes, while Aaron tries to make her understand how disrespectful that was. Amy picks up her bag and starts to leave, since she feels it's normal for people to break up after a fight. Aaron then assures her they are just having a fight, and people are supposed to talk it out and come to a solution when they are angry. She doesn't understand why Aaron is with her, but he insists he loves her and wants to make it work. They continue this argument in her apartment, since Aaron feels no one should go to bed angry. Since Aaron wants to talk, Amy starts by complaining about how much he goes down on her, and feels it is selfish, because he is doing so much for other people. This doesn't make any sense, and Amy realizes it midway, so she asks him to forget the point and continue going down on her. They start kissing, but Amy gets offended again. Amy starts ranting about everything she feels wrong, and insists that Aaron is not allowed to sleep till they sort it out. Aaron keeps drifting off during her speech, since it is late. Aaron looks very tired as he comes to meet Amor before his surgery. He introduces him to Rachel, who gives Amor a sedative to relax him before the surgery. Aaron tries to explain what he will do in the surgery, and offers him a coffee, even when he's not supposed to drink. Amor is concerned about Aaron, and asks if he's fine. Aaron explains that he got into a huge argument with Amy last night, and she showed him a dark side he has never seen before. Aaron seems too dazed, and Amar has to keep confirming if he is okay to perform the surgery. Aaron marks the wrong knee for the surgery, so Amar insists they should reschedule it. When Aaron starts talking about Amy again, and reveals he hasn't slept all night, Amar is done, and tries to run away by throwing his tubes. Since he is sedated, he falls on his way out too. Amy wakes up when Aaron walks in, and asks about the surgery. Aaron feels tired, and explains everything that happened with Amar. He knows it was because of what happened last night, and confesses that he has an issue with her smoking pot and drinking too much. He even feels unsafe that she has slept with too many men. Amy gets offended, and suggests he should sleep with one of the cheerleaders he treats, who would be happy to settle down with him. Aaron explains that Amy and her colleagues have a problem with cheerleaders, because they just judge from afar and don't really do anything, so they can't see how cheerleaders bring people together. He suggests they should take a break for 2 days, till his rescheduled surgery, and then get back to work it out. Amy is convinced this means they are breaking up forever, even if Aaron insists they are not. Amy tries to push him away by suggesting that she doesn't need to date him, now that his article has been junked because her boss finds him boring. Aaron doesn't say much, but agrees that their relationship is over. Amy is getting drunk and dancing with her colleagues. She sits next to Donald, and asks him about his future with the company. Donald insists he wants to try photography instead of working with the magazine. When there's last call for alcohol, Amy feels she needs to get out of there. Donald brings her to his house and feels amazing hanging out with her. Amy gets straight to the point and starts kissing him. But it gets too awkward, since Donald is moaning weirdly. She decides to change it up, and Donald pushes her on the bed and starts stripping. He asks her to feel his chest and lick his nipples. He then puts Adderall on her forehead and snorts it for his ADHD. Amy tries to get out of the weird situation, but Donald changes positions and asks her to hit him. When she slightly pokes him, he asks her to hit harder, and slaps her in the face. Amy retaliates with a harder punch to his face, which is met by screams from his mother coming in and announcing that he is just 16. Diana sits with Amy and suggests everyone has been in her position. She starts complimenting Amy for being a valuable writer. Just when Amy feels grateful, Diana wants her to understand she is just being polite to let Amy know she is fired. Diana insists that she cannot have an employee having sex with an underage employee and beating them up. Now that she is not there, Nikki has been promoted to the executive editor position instead, and Amy truly feels happy for her. Aaron and Amy feel very alone and keep missing each other. Aaron meets Amar after his surgery and asks how he is doing. Since Amar is on medication after his successful surgery, he hugs Aaron and tells him he loves him before dozing off. Aaron is watching Danielle Radcliffe's Dog Walker movie when he gets a call from LeBron about an injury. He rushes to the gym and finds LeBron sitting with Matthew and Chris. LeBron informs Aaron about his intervention to discuss how depressed he has been lately after his breakup with Amy. Marv the commentator also joins them and starts a commentary in third person, which pisses Aaron off more. Matthew feels Aaron should not choke under pressure and fight for his relationship. Chris wants to flirt with Aaron, so she insists it is best for him to stay out of the relationship if he is not happy. When they keep giving him relationship advice, Aaron insists this is not helping, and leaves. Amy turns up at Kim's place and apologizes for her behavior. She wants Kim to know that she only gives her a hard time for being a wife and a mother because she feels she is broken, and cannot find what Kim has. Alistair then informs Kim that Tom is calling her. Amy tries talking to Alistair and asks to see his Minecraft drawings. She tears up more when she finds something he has drawn for her in Aaron. When Kim comes back and announces they are having a baby girl, Amy gets excited. They go in for a group hug, which makes Amy uncomfortable but still grateful. Amy clears out her alcohol and pot and gives it to Naam. She submits the thoughtful article she has written about Aaron to Vanity Fair and hopes for the best. Aaron receives a package and checks out the cover story she has written for him. A big match for Knicks fans is starting at Madison Square Ground, with Amar, the top player of the team, finally back with his surgically repaired knee. Amy gets ready and prepares to head out. Aaron is nervous about the game and asks Amar how he feels right before it. The game starts and Amy can't find a taxi, so she decides to take the subway. Amar is performing very well for the team, and the crowd cheers. After the game, a cheerleader asks Aaron to meet Amar on court, since he is looking for him. Aaron reaches the court and looks around for Amar. What he finds instead is a bunch of cheerleaders coming to the court for a performance. He is shocked to see Amy in a cheerleader costume among them, and cheers her on as she dances, but gets all the steps wrong. Uptown Girl plays, and Aaron warms up as Amy unsuccessfully still tries to keep up with the cheerleaders. Amy runs up to Aaron and announces how she is in her worst physical shape. Aaron is impressed and loves whatever she did for him on the court. Amy then gets a cue for her next act, even when Aaron insists she shouldn't. Amy starts running with the ball towards the trampoline, even when Aaron shouts out about what a bad idea it is. But Amy is determined, and falls straight on her face in her attempt. Aaron goes to check on her, and Amy insists she just wanted to put herself out there for him, so he knows she can work hard. She finally confesses that she loves him, and they kiss on the court with the cheerleaders cheering them on.